everyone. Okay, so immediately this chapter is an instant 10 out of 10 for the fact that Luffy gave Sommers the Celestial Dragon treatment with a hockey-infused fist to the face, and Sommers' reaction to getting punched is just pure art. Like the frame is just, I'll post it up, but the frame is beautiful. It is a surreal masterwork, and I love it. Like I wanna frame it and put it on my fucking wall. Like, yeah, that was glorious. In all seriousness, though, I am glad we didn't drag Sommers beating out any longer. He was, again, I said it before, he was overstaying his welcome, obviously from a basic narrative perspective. The whole thing with the kids needing to be, it needed to be resolved at this point. Like, there's no dragging it out any longer. It was one of those plot lines that was running a little long in the tooth, so to speak. And with Sommers' ship destroyed, there wasn't a whole lot of ways to keep that going either. Now, in saying that, this chapter once again has me asking the question, just what are Oda's plans for Usopp? How is he going to fit into the equation of this battle? Because in all honesty, I'm starting to think he won't. And that's the development change that Oda is talking about might actually happen in the aftermath of this battle rather than the battle itself, as it's feeling like all our bases are covered in order to kind of end things here. Again, maybe there's maybe there's something I'm missing here in terms of like setup for what Usopp could be doing, but it's like it's not feeling like there's much room for Usopp to navigate through in this battle. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see what happens with Gunko Emu to know for sure. But for me, it's one of those things where right now where there's been a genuine lack of build-up for Usopp's moment, if there is still going to be one. Where we started out fairly strong in the beginning of this arc, where you could kind of get a little bit of where you could kind of see a little bit of setup for him. But since then, the God Knights invaded, he's been kind of weirdly sidelined throughout the entirety of the arc since then, and now that we got Loki on the scene, it feels like there's even less room for Usopp to shine in this battle. So it's like I'm kind of wondering right now if it's one of those things where a lot of the development we're going to be seeing from Usopp is going to be less so within this battle itself and more within the aftermath of this arc, and like more so like we're basically gonna see more from like Usopp reach. We're gonna see more so Usopp like developing, so to speak, like in the aftermath, and maybe him learning something from the giants. Rather than from the battle itself. That's kind of how I'm viewing it. That's kind of how I think I see it right now. But again, we gotta kind of just wait and see. Speaking of Loki, though, we get some insight into the devil fruit itself, where we start by learning the name of the fruit is the dragon fruit model mythical type Niddhoggr. Now, the interesting part of this reveal to me is the fruit's ability, as the way Ja Rule explains it. The power and ability of the fruit scales with the one who eats it. So if a human were to eat the fruit, it would only be half as powerful as if a giant were to be the one to eat it. So in this case, Loki. And I find that fascinating in the sense of how this explanation does feel like it's creating a bit of lore behind the fruit, where it does feel like a devil fruit that was created from the myths the giants created, so only giants can fully utilize its power and potential, which in itself, I think in some ways also feeds into the hypothesis that Vegapunk had about devil fruits being manifestations of evolution and potential, and that through all their stories and tales of their history, and the fruit itself is a manifestation of all of that becoming reality. And if so, I do like the idea as well of how the tale of Ragnar also brings Loki's story full circle and closure, in showing how he had already proved himself worthy without even realizing it. Like the moment Loki picked up Ragnar and became friends with the little squirrel, that was the moment he became worthy of the fruit's power. And I like how it presents all this through also Gaban's eye, through Gabon's eyes and perception, and how he has been kind of the one to view everything from an impartial lens up to this point. So him seeing the legends of Elbaf become reality, it's probably the most surreal for Gabon. And on the flip side of that, Ripley seeing that the legend of Nika come to life is even more so for her, likely because of all she's ever known as the legend that she's taught to the children. In saying that, let's talk about Emu, because, and how at the end of the chapter they say, so Niddhoggr, that's where you were, confirming that, yeah, this was the devil fruit that Emu was looking for all this time, even more so than the Nika fruit. But my question is why? Obviously he wants the power, but what use is it to him when he seemingly kind of has a devil fruit of his own? Unless this is sort of, unless he can still utilize the power, because he himself might have a similar talent as Blackbeard, as being able to use more than one devil fruit. Because if that is the case, then we are in way more trouble than even I initially thought. If Emu is one of those people who can use it, can use like from more than one devil fruit, but but yeah, I'm curious as to what, like, for me, more than anything, I'm curious as to what kind of personal, but for me, it's one of those questions where I really want to know what Emu's personal obsession with this fruit is, all because it's clearly something way more personal than just a long storied history with the giants that's fueling a lot of why he was interested in this fruit. And we can definitely glean an idea or two from the tree mural, obviously, in the story it told. But again, it feels like we still need to connect one or two more dots as to why Emu takes it also personally outside of a threat to the rule. Like, for me, with Emu's character, we're getting into territory now, and where I'm gonna need Oda to start connecting some more personal dots together than just going he wants this or he wants this. Like, why? Like, for me, I'm starting to ask more so the question of why he wants this. Why exactly is this? Why exactly is this a personal stake for Emu? Like, I'm kind of needing. I'm at the point where I like what we're getting with Emu, and how he's like, and how this definitely shows he's definitely worried about the power that the giants wield and whatnot, and the reason why is because of this fruit. But it's feeling a lot more personal, so I don't want to try to get into that personal stake more for me. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe from Blue Sky, Analyst Crunchyroll, Vision notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and just share the video, guys. Dark Knight of May signing off. Later, everyone.